Let's get some analysis now from James Shields. He's a professor of French politics at the University of Warwick and joins us from Bristol in the UK. Professor, good to have you on the program. The opinion polls seem to say that Emmanuel Macron is going to secure a second term, but call me skeptical. Opinion polls, when we look at something like Brexit or the 2016 election in the US, can get it wrong. Do you think Macron has done enough to secure a victory?
Well, you're right to be sceptical up until Sunday night. Macron appears to have a comfortable lead of up to 15%, so 57 to 43 in the most recent polls as an expected margin of victory. This, by the way, would be a win of sorts for Le Pen as well. It would raise her score by 10% from the 34% she managed in 2017. But beware the optics. Two potentially crucial groups the polls don't take into account are abstentionists and the undecided. Now, the first round saw a near record abstention rate of 26%, nearly 13 million who didn't go to the polls. It could be higher still this Sunday. The other group, the undecided, are those who have yet to make up their minds between Macron and Le Pen. They say they'll vote, but as many as 13%, and that could be about 4, even 5 million, haven't said yet for which candidate. So that's more than enough to swing an election. And this is why Macron's emphatic lead in the polls could be illusory, since it's based on those who will vote and will vote for him or will vote for her, but not on the others who are out there.
Yeah, and there are so many undecided out there. I mean, could this also be a case with some people voting for Macron simply because they don't want someone like Marine Le Pen in power in France? A case of better the devil you know, so to speak.
Oh, there's no doubt that that is an element. And historically, when there has been a Le Pen in the second round of an election, or the Front National and now the National Rally, the Rassemblement National, when they have made it to the second round, there has tended to be a Republican front. That is, everyone else gathering around the other candidate to block the far right. Now, this isn't going to work in the same way in this election. For one thing, it's a tired mechanism, and fewer people are prepared to each time say, we'll vote for anybody except the far right. Mm-hmm. Secondly, there is also, and we need to take account of this, there is also a strong anti-Macron vote. And in some sense, the election of Sunday will come down, yes, to whom voters want more, but it will also come down between the two of them to whom we want least. In other words, who do we detest more between these two divisive candidates? Mm-hmm.
And James, we're actually just looking at some live pictures now from a region of France, the last day, of course, of campaigning for both these candidates. I believe this is in a suburb called Lot in southern France. And Emmanuel Macron is often seen as a man of privilege compared to a lot of France. And that would be something that he would want to be looking at, especially from young people in the country who are acutely feeling that impact of the rising cost of living.
Oh, the cost of living is far and away the big issue of this election, with soaring food, energy and fuel prices and the highest inflation in 25 years. And this sits far ahead of any other issues: war in Ukraine, health system, environment, immigration. Le Pen hit the ground running early as the candidate, as she projected, the candidate of cost of living. Macron waited till the very last minute to come down from his lofty presidential perch and finally campaign. He got that wrong. Le Pen was going round the villages and small towns of France arguing on cost of living, on taxes, on prices, on fuel, on energy. Macron was staying away from the campaign right till the last moment. Now, he has campaigned furiously over the past week and now almost 2 weeks. And he has made up a lot of ground on Le Pen. But it's certainly the case that she is a more natural campaigner down among the people than Macron is. He has to make an effort, and you're absolutely right. His Achilles heel, his big problem, is this projection of arrogance, which has been with him throughout his first term and is with him still as he seeks a second term. It's a serious problem that he has to address, frankly.
And if he does win that second term, it will be something that he will have to look at, I would imagine, for the next 5 years. Professor James Shields, it's fantastic to get your take on these elections, that second round of presidential voting taking place on Sunday in France. Thank you.